How are you?
Pretty good, actually.
As the COVID situation, I want you to introduce yourself. I know a lot about you, but I want everybody to know about you. Your name, your school, the curriculum you had in India, and your college at the moment, and the year you are in.
So hi everyone. My name's Karan Ramrakhani. I'm a rising junior at University of Southern California. I'm currently majoring in computer science and business administration. Um, so up until 10th grade, I was in a boarding school, Mayo College, Ajmer, and that's where I did CBSE there. From for 11th and 12th, I was in Jayshree Periwal International School in Jaipur. I did IB there. My subjects were maths, econ, business HL, and English, French, SL, and physics SL.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. What is your major at college, and why did you select that major?
So I went in as a business administration major into Marshall. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but in my first semester, I talked to a couple of people, talked to a few seniors. I realized that if I pivot to like a different major and not leave business altogether, it could be really good for me for like after 4 years down the road. So I decided to give computer science a shot. I took a 2 unit course in Introduction to C++. I really liked it. So that's when I decided to apply to a computer science and business administration major.
Okay. Why did you choose a college that you are at, USC? Why USC?
Um, so the major reason was that USC offers a good number of majors, like in varying fields, be it design, be it journalism, be it STEM, be it business, be it cinematic arts. So it it offers a varying number of majors, and it's pretty good at almost all of them. So I always thought that if I want to pivot to something, because as a 12th grader, I wasn't sure and knew what I wanted to do. There was a good chance that I might switch, and it did happen. So that was one of the reasons. And the second reason was when I went in as a freshman, my brother was a senior.
Okay.
I had that local support, and I mean, who does not love California weather? So
Definitely. Who doesn't? Um, okay. You've already spoken about your subjects, but what did your grades look like during school? And if you had given any other extra standardized testing or English proficiency or any other tests?
so I didn't take the TOEFL because I was in IB. However, my predicted was 40 on 45, and my test score, I took the SAT and the ACT,
Mm-hmm.
that to a good number of times. So my SAT score was 1500, and my ACT was 33. I took
Okay.
subject tests as well, physics, math too. So I got a 720 in physics, and I got an 800 in math too.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, quite a lot of perfect scores you're touching. Okay. Tough competition. Do you remember what did your college profile look like? Like, what did you add except for the essays?
So my highlighting achievement was that halfway through the 11th grade, I went to Memphis, and I worked with a professor there, a finance professor in the University of Memphis. And there I was working directly under him,
Mm-hmm.
his research, and as well as some other PhD students who were there in the same lab, and I was working with them as well.
Hmm.
Apart from that, I did found a social enterprise company. It was focused at turning leftover garments into, just collecting leftover fabric and garments from factories and turning it into something that can be sold. It could be handbags, could be belts, could be a dress, depending on what we had. So
Okay.
those were my two major achievements, and the rest were pretty common, like MUN and exchange programs and stuff like that.
Now, if you look at, because you've already been to college, you have that experience, anything you would want students to add, like you think it will add value? Any sort of type of experience if you would want students to add?
It all depends on what major you want to do. So the first step I would recommend is just decide on what you want to do. There's no issue with changing it a year down the road when you're in college. I know a lot of people who do. Just fixate on something so that your profile doesn't look all over the place, and then focus on that. For example, I thought I want to do business with a focus on finance, so that's I did activities related to business. I did them related to finance.
Mhm.
So do activities that are directly connected to your major. Apart from showing a good profile, it will also give you a real life understanding of how it works in the real life.
Correct. I think that's a good idea. First is selecting what majors you want to do. If you're sure of that, and then going into deep diving into how do you want to show a profile.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. What was your main Common App essay about? That's one interesting thing I really love to know about all my students.
So I still remember. I mean, I'm from Jaipur, so I used to fly down to Mumbai once or twice a month with to discuss with Neeraj sir what to write about, and of course the camp was there as well. Um, so we talked about like so that this I'm sorry this research project I just told you about that I did with the professor. That's what I wrote about, and the prompt was when you faced a challenge and how you overcame it and like how did you grow from it. So
Mhm.
that was the basic gist of the prompt, and I just wrote about how I went there. I didn't know anyone, and I decided that I want to make the most of this opportunity, and that's how I went on to grow.
Okay. Any other ideas? How should somebody select? What kind of prompt should they select, and how can they make up that story and build up to that level?
Um, do choose something that has genuinely affected you, because if it's I mean if it's something that hasn't had a huge impact in your life, even if Neeraj sir or you guys, the whole team, even if they help him, like help the student write a better essay, it still won't reflect that passion. And like the admission officers, they go over. I mean, if it's a big university, they go over tens of thousands of applications every year, and they're paid to do this, so they can see it right through the application whether what you've written about is true or not, whether you're passionate about it or not. So just choose something that you're truly passionate about. I mean, it doesn't have to be something that's related to your activity. It could be anything in your life.
I think that's great point that you said, that choose something that you're really passionate about, and nobody can help you put the emotions that you can in your
Exactly.
essay, right?
Exactly.
Like nobody can help you. Anybody can help you with the grammar, picking up, exaggerating, but nobody can put in that emotion that you're very passionate about.
It might take a lot of time for you to decide on a topic, but just trust the process. Just meet up with Neeraj sir, go to his office, and just choose a topic that you're truly passionate about.
Okay, so everyone who does not know, NM Dr. Neeraj Manna is the founder of Next Genius. He worked, Karan had a pleasure and opportunity of working with him personally, and that's how he's describing his experience. Um, okay, who is the best fit and not a good fit both for the college, USC?
I'm gonna begin with who is not a good fit because I think that will be a shorter answer, I guess. Um, so firstly, if you don't want to go to a big college, if you want a small college, and or like if you want I mean, if you prefer a cold weather over like a Californian weather, I would and you if you want that feel like you're living in a different place than India, I would recommend go to East Coast, go to the North, places like those. California has a pleasant weather all around the year, but if you want changes, I mean, I would recommend that. And apart from that, USC is a little bit expensive. Like it's one of those colleges that charge a very high tuition. So that's a major point to consider if you want to go to USC or not. And um, I mean, USC does provide most of the majors, but there are a few majors that USC does not provide. So you might want to look into that before going. For example, USC has a great design program, product design, web design, stuff like that. However, it does not have a fashion design program, even though it is situated in LA. So I would just recommend go through everything. I mean, go through the major list before applying. And for someone, I mean, who loves to, I mean, who loves LA like a big city, go there. If you want to network with a lot of different people, go there. We have like a 30% diversity. So if you want a diverse big college and a college that offers a varying amount of a varying number of majors in which they're all good at. For example, I mean, if not the best, it's pretty good at CS. It's one of the best in business. It's one of the best in cinematic arts. There's a really good design program as well. So if you feel like you might change your major after a semester, after 2 semesters, even after like 2 years, I would recommend USC or like any other college that like provides a huge range. And I mean, and if you like Greek life, of course, and if you want to get that school pride feeling, for example, going to football games with friends, going to the stadium, if you want all of that in your college experience, USC is the place to go.
Oh wow, that was very elaborate. Yeah. Before moving to the next question, I've been very curious about your background because I've never been to California. Let's say, what is your background? Is what is this like
So
USC village coming soon? All of that. What is it? Is it a good?
this
Is
is
it a good hangout place? What is it?
yeah, this is so USC just built new. I don't want to say compound because it's I mean a compound is a smaller area for that. It's just a huge. I mean, it's a different area that USC built. You just cross the road from the main campus and you're in USC Village. So it's the newest and the coolest place to hang out since I mean USC has a lot of old buildings as well because it was built. It was one of the first colleges in California. I mean, 1800s. So this is the newest place on campus, and it has a good number of cafes, places to chill out, study rooms, and things like that. So I really like this cafe. This is an old picture, but I love this cafe, so I thought it would be cool to add it here and give you guys a feel of how a USC kind of looks like.
Nice. Okay. Any closing comments or any advice you would want to give it to grade 10, 11, and 12 students?
Um, for grade 12 students, I would say it's time to buckle up. Your assignments are right around the corner. And if you, uh, for grade 11, I would say just get done with your SATs and your ACTs as soon as possible because believe it, you'll be very busy in, if especially if you're in IB, you'll be very busy in grade 12 with your extended essays, IAs, and stuff like that. So I would recommend get done with your SATs as soon as possible. For grade 10, I would recommend that start looking into different majors. I mean, it's too early to decide what you want to do probably, but just explore a little bit and start studying a little bit on your SATs and ACTs. And this is for all three classes. Take it as many times as you want. There's no such thing as um, if you take it 2 times, you won't get a better score a third time because I got a better score in a third or fourth attempt. So I would recommend just take SATs until you're satisfied with the score or like ACTs, whichever you choose. So these are the main tips that I would like to give to you guys.
Anybody who's just starting grade 10, grade 11, looking to apply to international universities, all of that. Because USC becomes, I think, very famous and hyped among students, is what I've seen. Um,
That,
without researching, that's just the hype of the college and the vibe of the college.
yes. So for USC, I would say, I mean, I'm just reiterating. I'm sorry if I'm reiterating, but it does offer a varying number of majors. So if you're looking at USC in particular, decide one major and then get your profile ready according to that. Because when my brother applied, the acceptance rate was around 11-12%. When I applied, the acceptance rate was around 8 or 9%. So it's just getting tougher and tougher to get into USC.
Hmm.
So if you want to get into USC, you'll have to decide soon and get your profile ready accordingly.
Okay, but that was great. Okay. I think we have few questions here, and everybody else, you can start posting in your questions. Karan can answer for you. This one question over here, though, did you receive any merit scholarship when you applied to USC?
No, I did apply for a merit scholarship. I did not get it. I mean, USC is, I mean, it does not easily provide scholarship to international students. It does not have that many scholarship for international students. There are, but they're very selective. So if you want to get a scholarship, I would highly recommend just get buckled up in 10th or 11th and get good scores, get a good profile, get a good essay. It's really selective. And I mean, because it just provides financial aid to national students, not international. So that's one thing to look at.
So there's one another question. How's the social academic balance and Greek
Uh,
life, sorry.
so the Greek life is pretty intense at USC if you do end up joining a frat. I
Mm-hmm.
personally didn't want to join because I switched from business to CS. I mean, after my first semester, so I had a lot of catching up to do.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people who I've talked to, they believe that in the first semester that you apply to a frat, it is called the rushing period or the hazing period. When you apply to that, that is very time consuming, the first semester. After that, it might be a little chill for you, but I personally did not have time to apply. However, I do go to parties, I do hang out with friends. Another thing, like just adding on to this, if you, a student who is a good fit for USC is someone who likes to have a, I mean, chill a little bit. It's just not academics and career in their life. I mean, they want to have a different life as well. I mean, there are students who prefer a fast-paced and competitive lifestyle, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where they excel. For example, Warden and Penn, if I'm thinking of a business school on top of my head, it's very fast-paced, it's very competitive. USC, it does provide a good program. It is relatively laid back, and you can do just fine if you just have a sense of when to party and when not to party, and don't give into peer pressure that easily, because there will be someone who's asking you to go to a party, if not every day, every single weekend, I guess. So you just have to be sure that you don't want to go, or do you want to go, just get your work done and then leave, I guess.
I think that's a very great point. USC being a very large campus with a lot of people and a little relaxed place. Uh, you need to have that focus yourself and that self control of knowing when to submit and when to go to classes and when you cannot miss, like not letting your academic taking a seat back, sorry, a back seat in when you're also indulging in a social life and enjoying. Like somebody, I think, who knows they can maintain that kind of balance and not fall into just one side. I think that's really amazing. I think it's good for networking.
It's very good for networking. I mean, I directly can't share the kind of people I've networked with, but I would say it's I mean, the pool in USC is really interesting,
Mhm.
and you network with. I mean, I've networked with people from
Great
Egypt,
place.
Korea,
Mhm.
US, India. I mean, just all over the place. Europe. I mean, I've a lot of friends and good friends, I would say.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, there's one person I think I'd love to take a question. How did you get a research opportunity in high school?
So
Elaborate on that and help a lot of people.
in my case, it was because I already knew the professor there. However, if you do want to get a research opportunity, it's not necessary to get one in the US. You can try getting one in your city. But if you, I mean, a good way to find one, that's how, I mean, I've been researching in USC as well. So the best way to find a research is to just reach out to professors. Don't directly say that I want to research with you. First, read up a little bit on them and then approach them. That professor, I had a few questions regarding this and this. Just write to them and ask them if they're willing to be on a Zoom call, or just see if you can share thoughts on email. Once the professor gets to know you and once you have that bond, just ask them that if if you're doing it right now within the next 15 days, I would just recommend that ask them that are they researching over the summer, and if they have anything that you can work upon. It does not have to be like you have to go there. You can even do it online. It's totally fine. If you don't get anything with anyone, just try doing your own research and try writing a research paper on your own.
Okay. Um, Thank you, Karan. If you could stay, if you could personally look at Q&A and down below and answer them, type in the answer. Thank you for staying with us, having this time out to help each and every student out here. It was really, really amazing having a conversation with you. Thank you for all your help over here.
Stay safe, everyone. Good luck, everyone, and thank you for having me.